Tracking Melania Trump, IRGC Media and State TV Channel 3 have now leaked confidential location and movement logs for Barron Trump, declaring him within striking range. If they wanted to assassinate somebody on American soil, they would assassinate somebody in charge of the war. They would get the U.S. Treasury Secretary. They would get somebody who has influence. Why would they go after the son?
Honestly, I would say that the entire purpose of my campaign is to make sure America continues to support Israel.
Oh my God, bro. So in Iran, they are hanging, I condemn this as horrible, but they're hanging the Prime Minister of Israel and the President of the United States of America. They're enemies. In America, who's being hung? Babies.
Say wallahi, bro. Say
babies.
Wallahi.
In America, babies are getting strangled to death. And the murderer gets $1 million from Christian white women, predominantly. They said the Lord's Prayer. Look at the NBC report. In Iran, they're hanging their mortal enemy. In America, they hang babies. And Americans have the balls to say Iran is religiously backwards. This is backwards. This is horrible. But you can understand, like, they are at war with these two nations and they're showing a moment of solidarity. But Americans, they hang babies. It's so backwards. And then they say they're the evil ones. They're the ones. It's so strange. Is the Barron Trump link? What happened? Okay. All right, dude. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is not slop. Maybe this is real. But I think that this is a stunt. Yeah, again, we are 41 days of crude oil inventory left. Sounds like that Venezuela regime change was a failure. That's what it was about. I said it day one. Look back. But 41 days left. Ugh. And again, prediction. Someone clip this. I was right about Tisha B'Av. Rosh Hashanah goes from 9/11 to September 13th. It coincides. Their calendar, it happens to be on September 11th and ends on sundown September 13th. You're going to see a major escalation of the U.S.-Iran war in those dates. Watch. My prediction, I think 9/11, they're going to make it a big remembrance of how evil Islamic is. They're going to ramp up the propaganda against Abdul El-Sayed, Hassan Piker, Zohar Mamdani, Ilhan Omar, myself. They're going to say this is evil Islamic extremism. All the shills are going to go triple down on this. Then September 12th, you're going to hear an announcement. September 13th, you are going to see a lot more missiles being sent in. Maybe some more Tomahawk missiles on schools. Probably not that far. That was the first day of the war. Major escalation. And maybe even the start of a ground troop invasion. And they're going to hide it under the guise of a rescue mission. They need to save this pilot. They need to save Private Ryan from Karg Island. Come back to this September 11th to September 13th. Hope you're enjoying this video. Quick plug on my Patreon. I post secret live streams and years of content editing tutorials and answering your questions one-on-one if you're interested. It's $4 a month. Barron Trump. Apparently Iran...
I bet you didn't know Ali was cursed before every Friday prayer until Hassan and Muawiyah.
Is that a Shia take? I didn't know that. Well, I got to verify that. So they placed a $10 million bounty on Barron Trump. Okay, this is just cap. $10 million, bro. They don't... Following the release of an IRGC linked video. Okay, so IRGC linked video. How do you verify this? Tracking Melania Trump, IRGC Media and State TV Channel 3 have now leaked confidential location and movement logs for Barron Trump, declaring him within striking range. How do you know that their missiles cannot reach American soil? They don't shoot that far. They were able to get an island south of India, forget the name, some Spanish sounding name like Fuentberg, but their missiles can't come all the way over here. Like, this is not possible. Like, this is stupid.
داده‌های فاش شده در این ویدیو حاصل یک نفوذ بی سابقه است. اطلاعات را دختری در اختیار ما گذاشته که با عبور از سنگین‌ترین پروتکل‌های سرویس مخفی آمریکا برای دیداری خصوصی با بارون در طبقه 58 برج ترامپ روبروی او نشسته بود. این روزها نقشه تردد روزانه بارون در آکادمی کنستانت.
Is this Farsi? She said she was Persian, started speaking Farsi. So this is their evidence that Barron Trump is under threat of assassination.
مخفی کت و شلوارها را کنار گذاشته و با پوشش لباس شخصی، هودی و لباسهای اسپورت در میان دانشجویان حضور دارند. این حلقه به قدری تنگ است که بادیگاردها در کلاس اقتصاد در ردیف آخر کلاس.
Somebody made this video in Blender and now this means Barron Trump is under threat of assassination.
می نشینند. طبقات بالا به خوابگاه‌های دانشجویی
Type of one in the chat if you think this is slop. It's just obvious midterm slop.
احساس دارد. سویت‌های 4 و اتاق‌های تک نفره. نفوذ به این دانشجویان اولین قدم برای شکستن فاصله فیزیکی با بارون و اجرای عملیات است. بارون به شدت منزوی است. او هرگز شماره موبایلش را به دوستانش نمی دهد، اما هیچ کس نمی تواند کاملا در سایه بماند. منبع ما فاش کرده که او یک پناهگاه دیجیتال برای خودش دارد. ارتباطات او دور از چشم ماموران به چت‌های صوتی و متنی در ایکس باکس ختم می شود
Why is he wearing an Arsenal kit?
و با دریافت نام کاربری همکلاسی هایش از طریق دیسکورد شبکه سازی می کند
Where's the
و
English translation
ساعتها
video?
در بازی
Sharpies, I
فوتبال
don't speak Farsi. I don't speak Farsi. They're asking for information on his location. Dude, he goes to NYU. Why would Iran, if they are actually plotting his assassination, why would they publish this video? Barron Trump attends New York University. Doesn't he live in the Trump Tower by Columbus Circle? He lives right here in this borough in Manhattan. He still attends NYU, right? Where is he? Donald Trump's son. Yeah. Yeah. Bro, he's not hard to find, bro. This is stupid. False flag preparation. Do you think they're arrogant enough to do a false flag on 9/11 again? Would they really do that or no? Would there be another 9/11 on 9/11? So you have a Japanese mustache? Yeah, no, I have a Fu Manchu. I need to shave the sides a little bit.
غرق می شود.
Why it's going to be on September 12th? People don't talk about that either. Do you know when Charlie Kirk was assassinated? I think a lot of you forgot. September 10th.
Say wallahi, bro. Say wallahi.
September 10th. Let me fact check that. Charlie Kirk. It was September 10th, right? Yeah, September 10th, 2025. So, you think September 12th is... Anyway, is there an English translation of this video? I do want to find it. Barron Trump. Protect Barron. Barron Trump threat. Iran. This is from TMZ. Do you know who owns TMZ, bro? Come on.
Gotcha.
Iran TV airs insane threat against Barron Trump, reports $10 million bounty. Waking up out of his NYU dorm.
I'm like, what he say me? I'm like, what he say me?
It's stupid too, because if they wanted to assassinate somebody on American soil, they would assassinate somebody in charge of the war. They would get the Treasury, the U.S. Treasury Secretary. They would get somebody who has influence. Why would they go after the son? They wouldn't announce it, right? Like, why would they? Shares sick murder fantasy. Iranian state media aired insane video.
داده‌های فاش شده در این
Okay, this is the same video. Clip says Barron's movements are fully monitored while he's attending NYU, and claims for Barron's accounts for Xbox and Discord have been hacked. So they hacked his Discord and Xbox and found out that he's playing Xbox in New York. Whoa. Whoa. The video goes in depth about what Barron wears. Here's the subtitle video.
داده‌های فاش شده در این حد، اما هیچ کس نمی‌تواند
No one can remain in the shadows. Infiltrating Barron's first circle of associates. Why would they give away all their intel publicly? This is... Please tell me people don't... Does everyone know this is slop? Or no?
کافی است یکی از همکلاسی‌های او با امنیت دیجیتال پایین مثل اینستاگرام یا لینکدین عمومی شناسایی شود.
Whoa, they figured out who he's following on Instagram. Literally any incel in the chat could have done this. Public Xbox APIs is in the hands of a 19-year-old. Secret meetings with his friends. Dude, this is so dumb. Please tell me everybody. Please tell me everybody knows. This video might just be a BS scary tactic, but it's still unnerving for the 20-year-old college student. Can we believe... Okay, even TMZ commenters. Can we believe anything Trump says? He's a creepy-looking Eddie Munster look-alike. I think the only solution here is to enlist Barron into the army. His daddy couldn't. Yeah, wait, so why isn't Barron fighting? No sicker than the things his father's done. All right, no one cares. Statement from Abdul El-Sayed. So, we're in this war for Israel, and it's unfortunate that... Oh, let's see. What are the responses to Barron? Iranian state television reportedly aired a chilling message targeting Barron Trump and claiming a $10 million bounty. Let that sink in. Let this propaganda seep into your dumb mind. It should unite us all, but it won't. Praying for the Trump family. And again, if any Trumpers do believe this, the first day of the war, they bombed Manab, 168 schoolgirls, and also the Ayatollah and his entire family. Like, that was the first thing they did. They killed the leader of Iran's family and him, like, right when the war started. This is obviously not true, but this could, if they knew what happened, this could easily be considered like a very simple retaliation from their perspective. Obviously, I disagree. We blew up the Ayatollah's grandchildren. Yeah. Okay, I think a lot of people understand. The IRGC... Breaking. The IRGC is threatening Barron Trump. The IRGC is threatening Barron Trump. Stop playing nice and get rid of the IRGC, President Trump. Obvious botted. All right, these are all bot accounts. I don't see anybody relevant talking about it. What did Seichi say? If this happens, the retaliation will be some shit we've never seen in our lifetime. This is how Americans think. They think that it's literally, if this is true, it would be Iran retaliating, not the other way around. They cried as they strike you. Donald Trump finished the job. Finish it, President Trump. Make good on your promise. Okay. Twitter's a bot farm, yeah. This is kind of a non-story, to be honest with you. Who was that chatter that thought this was real? So, as this is accelerating and you see what's happening, unfortunately, Abdul El-Sayed had to fold and capitulate, bro.
Gotcha.
Seems like APAC got him. My statement on Hassan Piker's comments regarding Jeremy Moss. Someone like me, what were his statements on Jeremy Moss? Was it an out-of-clip context? Is this him, like, was it one of the clips where he's saying, like, he's going to let the capitalist blood run through the streets or something? What was it? His statement, I believe all Americans deserve the right to advocate for what they believe without fear of violence. This is particularly true for communities that have been intimidated for their beliefs in the past. My commitment to Jewish safety is the same as my commitment to the safety of my own daughters. Anti-Semitism is a scourge, and we need to address it in all forms. And I stand against any rhetoric that puts the community at risk. My commitment to the Jewish safety, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 bitty, blah, bitty, blah. Same thing we hear a million times. Oh, my God. I'm disappointed in this. I responded, bruh. And Abdul El-Sayed says, but I want to be crystal clear. Nobody speaks for this campaign besides me and my campaign spokespeople. And while politicians and pundits try to make this about a Twitch streamer, this race about a Twitch streamer, we're going to be talking about gas, groceries, good schools, and healthcare because that's what Michiganders keep asking about. So I'm fighting to get money out of politics, money in your pocket, Medicare for all. Okay, good conclusion, but he is kind of contradicting himself. He's like, okay, I'm going to focus on the campaign. I'm going to focus on the important issues. I'm not going to focus on Twitch streamers while focusing on Twitch streamers.
It's me. Michael Jackson, the Jewish me. Shemani. Da.
Hee. All I want to say is that they don't really care about Medicare. Daniel Hickey, could you right? No, I mean, I didn't deny that this was the case. We know that this is the state of American politics, and it's not like Abdul El-Sayed is going to immediately be the Ayatollah of Michigan. Like, we can't expect that. It's just disappointing. It's disappointing because it's obviously, like, everybody knows why he's doing this. Nobody, I mean, look, there's a small minority of boomers and, like, old in Michigan who probably care, but everybody else around the world, and especially in America, know that he's just folding to some pressure. He's getting pressure about his association with Hassan. Hassan's getting slandered in Fox News every day. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but mainstream media, especially the right-wingers, they are talking about Hassan every 10 seconds. It's like their new favorite subject. It's transports, it's, you know, minorities, and Hassan Piker. That's what they talk about all day long. And so anybody who has any sort of association with Hassan, they get the pressure. And it's also a message to the leftists. I said this yesterday, Mehdi Hassan and Hassan Piker. They spend so much time saying, oh, they're not anti-Semitic. You know, we're not anti-Semitic. Dan Bilzerian's anti-Semitic. We're not Nazis. We condemn Zionism, not Judaism. Even though you saw yesterday, the chief rabbi of Israel, David Yosef, said specifically that Gazans don't have rights. Gazans aren't a real people. This is the chief rabbi. Ben Gvir, the minister of national security in Israel, he is part of the Jewish Power Party. Smotrich, his party is called the Religious Zionist Party. Leftists like Mehdi and Hassan Piker, they ignore the religious aspect of Zionism, of Israel, of this genocide, because they don't want to get labeled an anti-Semite. I probably got thrown to the wolves by Twitch when the ADL was applying pressure on Twitch and they banned me instead of Hassan. But every day, you know what they're saying about Hassan? They're saying he's a Nazi. They're saying he's an anti-Semite. They're saying Hassan is threatening American every day. The rhetoric they use to discredit Hassan Piker is this. So how does it feel on the other foot? I mean, there are a lot of good things that are coming from Hassan's movement right now, but he did spend years calling me an anti-Semite. It's interesting to see it happen to him. You know, I don't think it's good. It's not helping out the country. If I were a vindictive person, I would be like, haha, I told you. But it's like they are doing exactly what he did to me. Hassan did this for years. He was like insinuating I'm a Holocaust denier, all this stuff, while they deny the Holocaust right now. So maybe it's time, if they think, and I can guess what Hassan's saying. He's saying that Abdul El-Sayed had to fold a little bit, had to capitulate. Well, Hassan calling me an anti-Semite is another example of him folding. That's the same thing. Abdul El-Sayed saying that he disagrees and he's distancing himself from Hassan. That's exactly what Hassan Piker was doing to me. And if you remember in the beginning of that Florida race, Dan Bilzerian overachieved and he did very well. The day of the race, Mehdi Hassan is saying that Dan Bilzerian is really bad. He's disgusting, but Randy Fine's worse. Instead of endorsing Dan Bilzerian, the left, who criticized Israel, they said Dan Bilzerian's evil, but Randy Fine's more evil. Stop folding. You are folding the same way Abdul El-Sayed just folded today, capitulating and disavowing the comments that Hassan's made. Out of context clips. It's the same exact process. Look what the Palestinians think about Dan Bilzerian. So the Free Palestine, the leftists, spent all this energy saying that Dan Bilzerian's an anti-Semite, blah, blah, blah. It's disgusting. He's a Nazi. The children of Gaza are painting a mural for him. They understand that Dan Bilzerian is speaking up for the ones that aren't spoken about. He's speaking up and standing up for the oppressed. Dan Bilzerian doesn't have to do this. He's not a Muslim. He's not an Arab. He's not even, he has no time. He just understands that it's wrong. He's doing this for the right reasons. Major W for Dan Bilzerian. So I think it's more valuable to listen to these voices rather than people that are capitulating the same way Abdul just did. Did he disavow Hassan Piker without fear of violence? So what were his statements? What did Hassan say about Jeremy Moss? Was this the senator that they said he was inciting violence on? I can't remember. But following this, there was a major smear campaign all over the media. Fox News, Democrat rips Hassan Piker as a hack who thrives on hate. Every single Politico, oh my God, anti-Semite. Abdul El-Sayed disavows. He did this, he did that. Here's the clip.
Because people don't fuck with Israel any longer.
So this is the Jeremy Moss clip.
And if he's in America,
he's an AIPAC candidate, bro. It's like, this is why you don't fold. Yeah, but it's the current state of American politics. You gotta fold. I mean, it's just, that's what it seems like.
Please.
I'm gonna keep eating cows. I know it's the mother of God to you, but I eat cow. I eat cow. What was the original statement? What did he actually say? They're not referencing it. Here's his campaign. All the AIPAC shills are ripping into him. Bro, you have to subscribe to every single one of these websites you need to subscribe to. Can anybody, yo, Sharpies, can you link it or no? Does anybody know what he said? Work so slow, man.
They will never teach you the mother of believers waged wars against the caliph. Why?
Yo, why are these Shias trying to misdirect the conversation right now? Here's the link. I'm not trying to see this Twitch. Not the article, the original Jeremy Moss link. Do I have to spell it out? Okay, I'm going to do it myself. I mean, the original statement. I think it was the one where it seemed like he was inciting violence. I think that's the clip they're referencing, if I'm not mistaken. This is the comment. Oh, it's a more recent one. Okay, you said you actually gave me the right clip. My bad, Sharpies.
I wonder what he has to do to gain the support of Oakland County's Jewish community. Yeah, he has to drop.
I know what he said. So what Hassan said here is that Americans do not agree, especially young Americans don't agree with Israel. That's what he said.
His critiques of Israel. That's what it is. Now, is Oakland County's Jewish community in unison making this demand of Abdul El-Sayed? No, of course not. But if there isn't opposition from Jewish figures in this community that are loud about the divergence between this representative and their own desires, then the media narrative will set in. Even if they don't realize that this media narrative presents as single-minded and singularly invested in the continuation of the Israeli apartheid.
Yeah, he's been saying this for years, that Zionism is not Judaism. So he's actually being charitable to the Jews in Michigan, saying, you know, not all Jews support Israel, blah, blah, it's separate. Israel is not a religious state. So here's Jeremy Moss. What did he say?
Honestly, I would say that the entire purpose of my campaign is to make sure America continues to support Israel.
Oh my God, bro.
Say wallahi, bro. Say
Oh
wallahi.
my God. How are we this captured? One more time.
Honestly, I would say that the entire purpose of my campaign is to make sure America continues to support Israel.
The entire purpose of his campaign is to make sure America supports Israel.
You know, I don't think it's wrong for Jews in America to want to live in Israel first. America is not our homeland. We have been victims of antisemitism.
Is this a leaked call, or did he say this publicly? I don't think it's wrong for Israel to use America as a pawn. Are you kidding me? Okay. Oh my God.
I don't know how many different ways I can explain this.
Moss is the
I
Jewish
don't
name.
know
He's
how
probably Jewish.
people don't recognize how dangerous this predicament is, how dangerous this is for Jews. You're running around basically tying your entire identity to a country that inevitably will be seen as basically Jewish ISIS.
It's almost like
and you're
that's the
saying,
goal.
as this is all we care about.
It's almost like this is inevitable. It's almost like this is prophecy.
You're making anti-Semitism worse. Republican U.S. Senate candidate Mike Rogers is endorsing a one-year moratorium on new data centers. Look at that. Look at that. They are positioning themselves and reacting to the popularity of our policies, our positions.
What's
Look at that.
Did they even get a quote? What do you say that's that
Ben
bad?
Jacobs reports on Jeremy Moss's take. Adam Johnson says, I'll translate for those unfamiliar with these serious outreach threats. Moderate on Israel, support apartheid and the arming of genocide, albeit some mild scolding about Netanyahu, or else...
Look at this greedy socialist. Did you see that? Someone just gifted 100 subs on Twitch, and he didn't even mention it. That greedy capitalist.
With these serious outreach threats. Moderate on Israel, support apartheid and the arming of genocide, albeit some mild scolding about Netanyahu,
Behold,
or else I will withhold my
the
support.
businessman stays in his cave, locked in his chains. I feel sorry for you.
Are you writing a poem?
Help Rogers. This is a variation on Hakeem Jeffries' further conversations thread. There are pro-genocide uncommitted movements everywhere for those with eyes to see. That's precisely what is going on here. These guys are shamelessly saying that they are uncommitted. They're uncommitted to Abdul El-Sayed because Abdul has an anti-genocide position that is broadly popular, and these guys can't contend with that reality.
Dude, so he's giving the benefit of the doubt and saying that not all Jews support Israel, and they're mad about that. That's it? That's all they have? You realize they're going to do this no matter what you say. This is the rhetoric now, especially from the GOP. If it's not that clip about Jeremy Moss, they will find something you said and hold it against you and force anybody who gets a position of power to condemn you and disvalue you, no matter what. They'll always find something you said. So in the future, I know Abdul El-Sayed did seem to have folded and was probably spearheading that massive wave of attacks that I just saw from the mainstream news on Hassan. They're going to find it no matter what. Zohar Mamdani, what did they say? He says globalize the intifada. He said something about, white homeowners. Mamdani said something about like Israel not having the right to. They will always find a moment, a clip. And especially because we're in the internet age, the digital footprint that we all have, everybody has something. It's like almost virtually impossible to not have a statement that the mainstream media could use against you if you grew up on the internet. Previous generations, the boomers didn't have that, so they can kind of avoid it. But imagine if Trump was tweeting his entire life. Imagine if Netanyahu, Ben-Gvir, imagine if anybody, or George Bush, Obama, had Twitter, had YouTube, had a Discord when they were children. There'd be something. The way we need to move in the future is be like, yeah, I mean, I don't agree with everything they say, but they are saying a lot of things that are correct and they're overall right about Israel's occupation of our government and about the genocide that Israel's committing right now. They're right. Yeah, I don't have to agree with every single one of their statements. Maybe it was out of context. That doesn't represent me. But yeah, he said it. Okay. It's a very dumb tactic that I think we can move past. And now Hakeem Jeffries, he is the minority leader. He just met with Jared Kushner. He had a private meeting in New York City. It seems like Kushner is trying to find a way to get votes. And so he just met with Hakeem Jeffries. And he said the malicious claim that Americans are inviting violence against themselves is dangerous and anti-Semitic. It's anti-Semitic. Wow.
Gotcha.
Oh my God. Anti-Semitic. Wow, dude. It has no meaning anymore. It's so interesting. I've been labeled anti-Semitic for years. It has no weight. People don't care anymore. It mattered that 2022, 2023 being labeled an anti-Semite. Oh my God. But it's been overused that no one cares. I don't think anybody cares about that word anymore. I saw that being used as a weapon against me, and now it just doesn't even hit. There is zero justification for threats against the safety for our Jewish brothers and sisters at a moment of rising hate. We will fight the cancer of anti-Semitism with the fierce urgency of now. Okay. All right. Rising. Okay, dude. Okay, bro. Yeah. But on the plus side, the more they keep using this very stupid tactic, the less effective it is. Right? It doesn't hold the same weight. For example, yesterday I was on Omegle talking to Israelis. Were you guys here for this?
Originally, I'm from Ohio.
When did you move to Israel?
6 months ago.
Oh, why?
Because I'm Jewish.
You can't be Jewish in Ohio?
Not anymore.
Why? What happened in Ohio?
Anti-Semitism rising up.
What happened?
Gotcha.
Well, it's not really a new thing, but like I've been attacked like in a lot of his street fights in Ohio.
Over being a...
Yeah, over being a
What happened?
just ran.
Dude, Jews don't get in street fight. Let's be real, bro. They might be called anti-Semitic. They sue. They're going to call the police. They're going to get lawyers involved. They're not getting in street fights.
Random white people coming up to me, and
I love that he said the hard R here, because whenever I speak to Israelis on Omegle, they try to spin it and it goes into the media. They actually write articles about it. This proves how racist they are. And I actually think that this could wake up some people to how actually racist Israelis truly are.
just beating me up.
A random black guy came up to you and beat you up because you're Jewish?
Yep.
So you're just walking and he just starts punching you.
Yeah.
How'd you know it's because you're Jewish?
Because he's like, fuck you, Jew.
So you weren't doing anything. You were just walking home or something, and a black guy just starts punching you.
Yeah.
Okay. A white guy did the same thing?
Yep.
What happened?
He's like So I was walking home from school that time where the white guy attacked me, and he's like, "Are you're Jew? You're a Jew. Should have finished you off."
He said should have finished you off and then punched you
Yeah.
in Ohio.
Yep.
Did you call the police?
I fought him back and knocked him out.
So you didn't call the police.
Well, I mean, afterwards, like, I called the police or somebody called him. But, like,
This is the fakest story I've ever heard in my life, bro. Like, if you're gonna come up with a story to justify why you moved to Israel, you gotta come up with something better. This is just hilariously fake.
how do you know?
Because you could see in his face.
Gotcha.
He looks guilty, doesn't he? People don't talk like that. Black guy wouldn't. None of this makes sense. It's like that you didn't instigate. You were walking innocently, just being
Yeah,
a Jew.
because you're not Jewish. You don't know. You don't know anything about Jewish people.
And then said, should have.
then
Like,
he
are you
skips.
kidding me, bro? And then he skips. And I saw people responding to like, oh, this happened to you. The difference is I am a public figure. He's saying that he got attacked for walking around Ohio as a Jew. This is the life of a Jew in America. Okay, as if they're not the most protected class in this country. Second, I'm live on stream and I have a lot of people that want me dead. It's very likely that somebody saw me live and told somebody, here's a couple $100, go attack this guy with pepper spray. That makes, like, that actually follows a simple line of logic. For this random, they're like, well, SNEAKO had that happen to him. Well, this is just a Jew existing, and then a black guy comes and starts beating him up, and then a white guy beats him up and says, should have finished the job. This is not how people are. This is not, like, this is dumb. But I think I think what he's gonna do, I think he's gonna go home. I think he's gonna come up with a new story and try to come up with a better. I think he's gonna come up with a better story because I think he felt guilty. That's what that face is. It's so interesting. You see them all lie too. Like as soon as I say that, look at his smile change. Look at his expression. The fakest story I've ever heard in my life, bro. Like, if you're gonna come up with a story to justify why you look at the guilt. Look at the guilt grow on his face when I expose it. Move to Israel. You gotta come up with something better. This looks like a kid in detention who got caught stealing crayons. It's just hilariously fake. Why is it?
I'm not saying he's not lying, but it's weird that you assume he was lying.
It's weird that I assume he's lying. Okay, so you think it's plausible that a Jew in Ohio got in multiple street fights and didn't immediately call the police and a lawyer and try to sue? Fine, maybe that's stereotypical. But you think it's likely that a white guy saw a Jew and said should have finished the job and attacked him? As if the majority of whites in America aren't subordinate to Jews? Like they're not mostly tricked and think that Israel's our greatest ally? Ohio, a state with a lot of Trump voters. Like, where are they're acting like these black and white Nazis are running around beating up Jews, and it's not on camera with flock cameras everywhere. There's no footage of this. Where are these attacks happening? This is not how people operate. Even if you are, imagine this is real. If you're a black and a white Nazi that wants to beat up in public, you would not attack. You would know the repercussions of that. If somebody hates and they want to go beat up Jews in the street, they also will believe that they're going to sue them, that they're going to be criminalized, that they're going to get in a lot of trouble. They are going to know a lot of the stereotypes. So somebody who would get to that point who believes didn't finish the job, they're also going to be wary of attacking a Jew in the street and know that their life would be ruined afterwards. This is stupid. It's weird that you assume it's fake. Look at his face. Look at his face. Maybe I'm wrong. Why did he immediately get mad and skip?
How do you know?
How do you know? He looks guilty, bro. This is what you got caught.
Gotcha.
Anyway.